Hey everyone, it's Ben here with Verge Permaculture, and I have a special video for you today. Over the past week and a half, I've interviewed about a dozen alumnists from this past summer's online PDC with the intention of gathering their thoughts, opinions, and experiences from the PDC overall. So if you're currently thinking about signing up, if you're just wanting to learn more about what the PDC experience is like for the one that we have starting on November 24th, I'd highly recommend this video. It's a series of excerpts taken from all the interviews that I did, and I hope you find it valuable. Definitely feel free to leave your thoughts, comments, questions in the comment section below, and I hope you enjoy the video.
Everybody's looking for some way to do their part to be empowered again and to make a difference. So not only do you have the pandemic, you have the fact that climate change is kind of, ever present, and people want to do something. And so it provided people with a lot of really practical things that they could do at any scale. And even as collectives, they really gave a lot of different examples of collective approaches to it, like the community gardens, right up to the big scale things like Dakota and what Brendan was talking about. The other thing with this program that was really impressive to me as a teacher was the primer that they handed out ahead of time that they just provided so many resources for Mike and I. We had zero other than incidental knowledge, like my grandpa would have had a farm, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. That's how
Totally.
disconnected we are from being farmers, and we rent out to a farmer. But the nitty gritty we didn't have, and permaculture, we certainly didn't understand what that was. That was a totally new term to us. And so for them to have provided this primer was really impressive, and it gave us a chance to sink our teeth into things and get ready for the course. And they provide so many resources and tools that you just can't discount the value added with that alone. Like they've done a fabulous job of setting up this program. And then the other thing, as you move through the course, there are so many other things. You can tell their passion for it because they bring in lots of other speakers, lots of other points of view, like the economic point of view, or the new things with like the cutting edge things that people are doing with I forget the name of it, that business that is burning stuff on site instead of paying to make it, like just so many things.
Eco growth, yeah.
Yeah, but it gives people hope. I mean, to see that this is going on, you never hear about it in the mainstream news. So this was like you got plugged into something that's full of energy, full of passion, and full of the truth. And in this day and age of alternative facts and whatnot, it was really nice to see like the consistency of the messaging with what I had previously studied and what these guys were doing, and then taking it that much further was really great. They set you up for success, and there's no end to the resources and information, and they're always encouraging you to keep learning too. Like there's no end to it. So that's exciting.
Yeah, overall, I just loved it. I mean, I think for the first half of the course, I tuned into every single live seminar. And then as gardening picked up and kind of my responsibilities around the farm picked up, I found myself watching it later, like after the live sessions, and still really enjoyed that. The option to either tune in live or kind of, or watch it on your own schedule is really, that's just really convenient, I think, for a lifestyle in general. I mean, I always wanted to take the in-person PDC, but, could never find the time to take that much time off of work or, dedicate this much travel time. And it was rarely in Ontario and always in Alberta. So the online format worked really well for me. And though I missed, of course, meeting people in person, that would have been really cool. And I hope to do that someday. I really hope to actually go check out Dakota's farm, because
Nice.
I found his farm specifically super inspiring. Just in how he transitioned it and how passionate he was about the farm itself. And of course, sharing a similar setting, being on a farm, I aspire to somehow or one day transition this farm towards that. So Yeah. Again, I really loved, I loved the whole experience. And I think one thing that I talked to my friend who took the in-person PDC, and
Yeah.
I think the difference was that because it was online, a lot more time had to be filled with, different examples and just more knowledge instead of hands-on experiences. So that worked for me really well because I got to learn so much, and then I could kind of spend my own time doing the hands-on stuff.
Mhm.
And I felt like we got to see a ton more examples than and cover a broader range of topics than I know that my friend did in the in-person PDC. So just a different balance, but I'd say that's probably a good pro for the online format is just getting to kind of hear a lot more about examples and different experiences and more visuals and slides and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Given the state of the world and the precariousness and the constant barrage of despairing news about the state of our soil, the state of our water, animal populations, lack of biodiversity, and people with chronic illnesses, that like human health for me is probably what got me in, actually, because I've dealt with a lot of health issues that I really believe have a lot to do with the environment and also emotions and our food toxicity and that kind of thing. And so my sister had mentioned that she was going to use her, the environmental tax rebate to fund her Verge course, and that it was offered at a discount. I was like, well, that's a great idea. I'm going to sell that to my husband as well. And I joined the class because of that. And then like within seconds of hearing Rob speak, I was totally hooked. For me, I couldn't believe that there was an engineer who could be as technical and pragmatic and philosophical and who could dream about what things could be like. And I found that captivating, and it was consistent throughout the entire course. So I'm very thankful that they exist at this time in life. And I'm so thankful that we did the course together this year, because I think it's more clear what we want for our lives going forward.
Felt like the way that they had everything, the website organized and all the people that were covering all the bases, it was very well put together and a lot of value for, what we paid for the course, and just the amount of feedback, the access to the teachers, the wide range of topics, and just the carefulness which they were covered in the pace of it. Everything was, I was super excited. I had, never really taken an online course before like that, and it just they really have it together as far as like all the parts of it thought through and just I thought it was great. Yeah.
And I had no idea what to expect. I thought I would be learning about, I guess, intensive gardening and more like how to grow what I wanted on this piece of land, but it was just not even about that at all. It was so much more. It was everything that I needed at that time. It was meeting people who, I don't know, your people, like when you find your people. I felt like I had found my people finally. Even though we couldn't see each other in person, it was perfect.
Taking a course, it'll open up your mind and vision, and it's not just on the physical aspect of, but also on the social aspect, on the human aspect. And so there are lots of aspects that permaculture in this course take, and it's very good. You don't want to waste, like, it's not, the investment on money is not that critical. Like, there are lots of people advertising, oh, we give you this, and it's so cheap. But effectively, the knowledge that you learn and if you go with an open mind and understanding and willing to invest your time and energy to learn, you get so much, and for relatively small money. You can buy a book and try to go through, but interacting with different people and different experience and local also application different is a bigger experience compared to just take a book that you fell asleep reading.
Just not the same.
Exactly, like books are really great to go back, but having people that have like very let's say passionate, and they can transmit this, make you thinking, make you work, that is like the best thing you can have.
I so agree.
Totally, man. And I guess the last thing I'd add is just that the concept of getting a certificate is powerful. You know, it makes you feel like you don't just, you know, in the age of the internet where you can learn anything online and, you know, anyone can kind of come off as a professional about something, the certificate kind of adds that layer where you feel like you have accomplished something. And so, you know, I went a couple years feeling like I knew permaculture pretty well, talking to people, but now that I've gone through the course, I feel like it's just a little bit more verifying when you're talking to somebody and you can tell them that you went through this course. They kind of listen a little bit differently than if you just said, you know, you've just been reading about it per se. So I think maybe that answers the question as to someone who's on the fence about it, is that it feels really good to have that certificate, you know, and even just inside, but then also in conversation with other people.
I mean, and Rob preached on this. It's not so much the content, it's about how you approach the problems that you're having. And you don't have to just apply it to gardening or solar panels or any of that. Like, you can apply this stuff that they teach in the PDC to everyday life. Just the concepts they're teaching, the way to look at things, not looking at it as a problem, but looking at it like, all right, how can I take advantage of this situation based on what I'm given, not what I wish I had.
I think it's just incredibly empowering in terms of giving people very real strategies where they can, and I think the biggest thing for people is to feel they have a bit of control in this day and age, and that they can do something. And this certainly gives you, there's no shortage of ideas. They did reference the fact that permaculture can be social. Like, there's a lot of social permaculture projects, and as well as the actual, like, you can regenerate just about anything, right? I mean, to be regenerative is it's a wonderful term because it can apply to forests, soils, it can apply to communities, individuals, and how you live your life. And I think it just provides a lot of inspiration, a lot of guidance, and they really, really stress defining your values and your vision. And everybody should have values and vision. I mean, that's something that is maybe not talked about enough today. And but that's something that, again, will release tremendous individual potential and capacity. And that's what we need today. People that can think independently, can evaluate and make their own decisions, and based on their values and their vision. And you should be able to listen to lots of different things and discern some truth for yourself. And that they really strongly encourage that. And I think that's a great service to society right now in this day and age. And it gets you off the mainstream news, which I don't think is doing anybody any good today. And it's not all doom and gloom. This is about building and moving forward, building back better and building forward. That's what people need to be thinking about.